what's happening? What's going on? How's everybody doing?
What's
We
going
are
on, brother?
back.
Back again like we never left.
We never did.
Yeah,
Just keeping this train going, doing what we got to do, right?
Somebody's got to do it.
That's right.
All right.
Hey, I'm Rich.
And I'm Tim.
Unleashed.
And we are two middle-aged men talking shh. We're going to keep it nice and family-oriented on this.
We put the brakes on that one.
We had to.
But
so we have a guest today.
Yes, we do. Why don't you do the introduction
I'll
there,
try. I'm gonna try. So this guest right here is a person that has been waiting to talk to us about money. Because money, when you get old,
that's always a good thing.
we tend to mess money up. Mm-hmm. So we need to speak to somebody who can keep us in track and on track about money. So Mrs. Anna G, welcome, Mrs. Anna G.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh, good. We're glad to have you. All right, so listen, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am in the military. I've been in the military for over 20 years.
Okay, what, you like a sniper or something?
No, I'm behind the desk all the time.
Can't tell.
That was in my old days, But now, I'm a little bit older. I can't be doing that kind of stuff. Yeah. But, so, in the military, mother of 3, married.
Okay, 3 kids, boys, girls?
All boys.
All boys.
And I'm so excited. We finally got a female dog about a year ago because it was like
so you're not outnumbered now.
Yes, I'm not. Then we got a male dog, so we're still outnumbered, but at least it's getting a little bit more even. But yes, so it's a full house. But I'm getting ready to retire, hopefully soon.
Wow, you don't even look old enough to retire.
Thank you, I appreciate that. But so I'm just looking at doing something new and just trying to expand and see what else is out there. Like I said, it's been 20 years. This is all I've known. So it's an exciting time right now.
Wow. So you're like military brat from like day one?
From day one. A week after I turned 18, I joined the military, and that was it.
That sealed it, right? It was
Yes. That's all I've ever done. So now it's exciting, but at the same time a little bit scary just because, when you go into something new, you just don't know what to expect. But I'm looking forward to what the new season is bringing me.
Okay, good. So with everything you're doing as far as the finances, tell us about what is your title? Because there's so many different titles out there, like financial advisors. There's people that just are wealth advisors. Tell us about your title.
Right. So what I do is I have a YouTube channel and I have a blog as well.
Okay. What's your YouTube channel?
So my YouTube channel name is Finanzas_Finanzas with Anna G.
Okay.
And
so you're bilingual then?
I am bilingual.
I think we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yes, absolutely. And then I have my website, AnaGFinanzas.com. And so when I was coming up, I just realized that it's just a lot of people don't know about finances. It's something that they think is so complicated.
True.
And once I started to learn for myself, I was like, it doesn't have to be that complicated. I want other people to be able to make decisions confidently. So I said, let me just put the stuff that I've learned in the last 20-something years, let me just put it into not only practice, but help out others as well.
Right.
So, yeah.
That makes sense. Rich, you got any questions for her, brother? I know your head is over there buzzing.
No, I'm just listening, but what did you decide to do? Start a YouTube channel and a blog for personal finance. When did you decide to do that?
Well, because of Corona, we had a lot of time just to be at home, right? And even though I was working from home, I needed, and I'm the type of person that I need to always be doing something. Mm-hmm. My husband's like, can you just lay down? It's 6 o'clock in the morning. So
I'm the same way. I know what you mean.
So with Corona, I just needed something to do. And during that time frame, I just started to do some research on stuff. And I realized that the YouTube thing, I can do this. I want to try it out. There's so many people out there that are doing it. Yeah. And so I just decided, let me do. I have time right now.
Right.
And I have something that I feel like I can help benefit other people.
Right.
So I decided to do that with the finance piece.
Okay, so with the YouTube, are you doing the bilingual thing too on YouTube as well?
That is correct.
Okay, so that's got to be major because of course we have a major Spanish population, so that's got to really be able to help them.
And originally it was only going to be in Spanish, but then I had some friends that were telling me, but we want to hear what you got to say too. So can you do it in English as well? So we do it in English and in Spanish, and the blog is also in English and in Spanish as well. Yes.
Right. That is interesting.
Yeah,
that's reaching the community.
It is.
So that way, we're a melting pot. We got to offer things to other people in our community.
Right.
Makes sense.
And if you listen to especially in the beginning, so I was born and raised speaking Spanish. That was my first language. Mm-hmm. But I'm definitely more comfortable speaking English now.
Now, why do you think that is?
Because after I left, once I got to 4th grade, I was in English only classes, and then I married my husband, and he speaks more Spanish.
Oh, he better.
But I'm just more comfortable speaking English. So the first few videos in Spanish are a little bit, there's a lot of stumbling in there.
Right.
But it's definitely
when you're starting something new, you gotta stumble.
Absolutely.
That's the whole point of progress.
Yeah.
Even so you can look back.
So you find your niche.
Yeah, this is our first live guest where we're not talking craziness. We're actually talking about finances. So this is our first as well. So trust me, you're gonna stumble, but keep going.
Yes. So it's been fun, but it's my first video came out December 31st. So it's very new, but we have a lot of great things coming. So
that's what's up.
Nice.
And the cameraman, did you hire somebody expensive? That's a little joke, right?
I pay him in other ways.
Okay. Well, hey, listen, the trades and this is talking about finances, so it's all about money,
Exactly.
currency, way to move things around.
You gotta make smart financial decisions
Right.
and choices. So
exactly.
I'm all about reducing your expenses wherever you can. So
As you should.
All right, well, there you go. That's a good thing.
Oh man. Okay, if you can give advice to someone, all right, how to get started, what would you tell them? Where would they get started with their finances? Because a lot of people don't even know the first thing about money.
Correct. For me, when I first started, it was my financial foundation started with 2 things, and that was creating a budget, which is if you don't have a budget, you're just going to be all over the place. You're not going to know where your money goes, and so creating a budget is one of the most important things. If you can't figure out where you're spending your money, where it's going, then you're not going to be able to set any financial goals and be able to work towards them. And the other thing is having an emergency fund, which, that's not fun to have, just, putting money away for an emergency, but we know that things are going to happen that are unexpected.
Right.
Just a few weeks ago, I hit a deer, or more like the deer hit me, but, I ended up having to come out of my emergency fund to pay for that deductible.
Right.
And thankfully, I'm like, okay, well, I'm in a place where I can do that, but so many people are not there.
That's true. So how do you get to a place like that? To even and what should be the basis amount of an emergency budget? I mean, is there a number on it, or?
Yes, there's some guidelines there. And well, first it's with your budget, right? How much money do I have left over every single month to be able to do anything with? Because that's what you're going to use to start working towards your emergency fund. And so what it is once you know what your necessities are, you break down what all your necessities are as far as how much you pay for mortgage, how much you pay for gas, the things that you really need. Then it's 3 to 6 months of that amount every single month.
Okay, and what's that on the average?
Well, it really depends, right?
Right. I mean, obviously it depends on your budget.
But usually it's about $12,000.
Okay, that's good to know. Listen, we're in our 50s. We should know this stuff. Apparently, our women take care of our finances. That's why I'm glad you're here. Now we're gonna get some extra knowledge here to go back and fight with them.
Right.
Get
Absolutely.
some of our money back.
Yes. So definitely one of those things is like, how much do you have in cash flow? That's what I call it.
Right.
After you've paid all your bills, how much do you have to play with? And then let's build up your emergency fund. And then if you want to work towards some goals, financial goals, maybe you want to go to the Dominican Republic next year.
Right.
Okay, first let's start with your emergency fund, because if you don't have an emergency fund, then you start
shouldn't be going on vacation, right?
You shouldn't be going on vacation, and that Dominican Republic fund is eventually going to turn into your emergency fund because something is going to happen.
Right.
So
that's the truth.
Yeah, and one of the things is like for me, I just like to have that peace to know if something happens, I'm not stressing out about money. So the emergency fund is huge. Those are the 2 basics in my book.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's really good to know. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm learning so much. I'm about to go home and fight with my wife. Hold up.
Where we at? Where we at?
I need to know everything right now.
I mean, I'm going to walk in the door. All right, break the books. Let me just see the books.
Yeah, man. So, but I tell you, man, that sounds good. I'm trying to really soak all this in because I think I got some fight to do right now, Rich.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm retired in 4.5 years, so this is actually good for me to listen to.
Exactly.
So I'm getting schooled as well. So thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem.
And retirements, while we're on that, what do you think are the best, safest ways right now? I mean, you got so many different avenues. You got RAs and Roths and this and that. Where would you sink your money right now if you want to safely tuck it away?
Right.
In a crazy economy.
A crazy economy, right? Well, it depends on where you're at, how young you are. because the younger you are, you have more time to weather the ups and downs of the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
So for people that are younger, like I tell them, I do have a few clients that I work with, just self-development. And one of the things I tell them is, if you're in your 30s, if you're in your 40s, you're not going to have to take that money out. You can't anyway, right? It's your retirement money for like 20 something years.
Right.
So we have a little bit more time to be more aggressive with where we put our money and how we diversify our portfolio. So I personally think that for me, I like a Roth IRA.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because I want to know that whatever money I'm putting in there right now, when it's time to take it out, they're not taking taxes out on that. Like, I already pay taxes on that. And I don't know about you, but I'm looking to be making more money when I'm retiring than I am right now. So obviously, if I wait longer for them to take those taxes out, I'm going to be paying more taxes. I'm going to be in the higher bracket.
Right.
So,
Sure.
but I will say this: if you have an employee, if you work for an employee that matches your 401k, definitely put that money in there.
Right.
That's free
It just
money,
makes
right?
sense.
It makes sense.
Right.
It makes sense. So
I mean, what's the percentages that they'll match you at?
it depends on the job, but most of them are about 4%.
Okay, that's not
That's
bad.
like, it's not bad at all. So
It's better than zero.
Exactly. Free money, free chicken out there, right? That some people aren't taking. But for me, I want to know that however much money I have in there, that's all my money. Not okay. Now I gotta pay taxes on this when I'm 65, and who knows what those taxes are gonna look like, right? So
True.
it's but the younger you are, you have more time to make those mistakes, and for you to make money in the end. And at the end of the day, what I will say is, I mean, we look at the stock market and it's up and down, right?
Yes.
But eventually, if you just continue to invest in there and leave your money in there and don't play the game of let me take it out, it's going up and down, you're going to end up making money over the long run. So.
Yeah, I missed out on a lot of stuff that I don't even like to bring up.
Oh,
sometimes you have a hard time, and that money became my emergency fund.
Right.
So I would take those funds out to cover whatever bills I need to cover, and it took from my emergency fund. So yeah, I missed out on a few coins on the market.
So emergency fund, right? You're gonna go talk to your wife and be like, "Where are we at with that emergency?"
Well, you know
fund?
what? We actually have one now.
That's awesome.
So it's sitting safely, not where I want it to be, but we're going to talk about moving it around. I know this information.
Well, it's like the same thing with me. We never had an emergency fund, but we got a credit card a few years ago. So that's just kind of like one of those things where it's put to the side in case something tragic or anything happens.
Right.
We need to have it. So, but yeah, like I said, with me retiring in 4.5 years, I got a 401a started with this company that I work with now. I should have done it with my past company, but I didn't. But I knew a lot of people when the market went in the tank. A lot of people lost their 401as and stuff like that, and Ks and everything, 401ks. So it was glad I wasn't a part of that, but now I have this now. So, plus I have some stocks, and they're doing pretty good. So.
Right, yeah. And that's the thing about it. We can always look back and see what we coulda, shoulda, woulda done.
Right.
Hindsight is 20/20. And it's like, man, if I would have started investing for
That's
my
a good
future,
question.
yes.
So what would you tell your 20-year-old self at that point in time in life? What you know now?
What I know now, from that first paycheck, start investing in my retirement. Like, start putting that money in there.
Right.
I would have so much more right now.
I think we all squandered a lot of money.
Yes. And right in your 20s, because you're trying to look a certain type of way. You're
Find
trying
yourself.
Exactly. And in your 20s is a time where nobody cares what you're driving, like, other than you. Nobody cares where you're living at. You're expected to be like,
In my 20s, though, I really cared what I was driving.
Exactly.
That's why I wasted a lot of money.
Yes.
On cars, rims, radios, and speakers and systems.
Right.
I can't
For
tell
me,
you
it was
that.
shoes.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, at least now you can sell them on Poshmark and make some money. I can't do that with my 88 GT, My Golf that was kitted out. I can't do anything with it now.
No. But it's hindsight's 20/20, and all we can do is learn from those decisions that we make, and then moving forward, just try not to make the same decisions. So.
Right. But it's so hard.
Yeah.
And why do you think most people struggle with their finances?
Well,
I mean, obviously with COVID, that's a no-brainer.
Right,
Other
absolutely.
reasons that
Like,
people struggle
in general.
with their finances.
Well, the thing is, especially minorities, or if you come from a lower income environment, your parents and the people around you, they themselves didn't learn about finances, so
True.
they're not.
They just try to survive.
Exactly. So you don't learn about finances growing up. It's not something that they teach at school, other than your personal finance 101. My kids are in high school, so they're learning. But
in high school, it should start sooner than that.
Exactly, and it's very basic stuff like how to balance a checkbook, but all those other decisions that or information that are really going to help them, they don't learn about that. So if we don't teach them at home, who's teaching them? And
Sure.
so I think a lot of people struggle with their finances because they didn't learn, and so they just do what they saw other people do, living paycheck to paycheck, if that's what you saw around you, working that 9 to 5, which there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
but
not at all.
Not at all, but there's so many other ways.
We're doing one right now.
Exactly.
Podcast.
Yes.
That marketing space is big right now.
Yes. And so if you don't take time out to educate yourself, if you didn't learn it from home, then you're just going to continue to repeat the cycle. And that's what it's like for us and our kids. We grew up a certain type of way, and I'm nothing. Our parents did the best that they could, and I thank them so much for that. And now it's like, with the next generation, in my opinion, like, we always want the next generation to do better than what we did. So now I'm educating my kids, but they're hard-headed, so they,
Right.
they
they will soon learn.
Yes.
Especially when they got to pay for things on their own. So if you don't mind me asking, what are some of the things that you're doing with your kids right now to show them and teach them about finance?
Right. So they got their first job over the summer last year.
Was you mommy paycheck soon as they came home? You just grabbed it?
Absolutely. I told them, I said, well, first of all, I was like, let's pretend that you guys are going to be on your own, like you're living on your own.
Good.
So I had them do a budget about how much does it cost to rent, and that type of stuff.
That's good.
So they saw like, this
Listen
is
up,
all
kids.
I would have. Yes. Start young, please. And then, in 30 years, you could be having, almost $1 million in your bank account.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. And then I told them 20% off the bat, I'm putting it in, I started a retirement account for them. So they already have a retirement account. Every time they get paid, I take 20% of that and transfer it over. They fight me sometimes. And
I
it's
bet
like,
they do. They want Jordans, they trying to go to the latest concert or something.
Yeah, those shoes, my oldest one, he loves the shoes.
Oh yeah.
I guess he got that from me.
Well, the sneaker game is expensive.
It is. And he's trying to turn it into a little side hustle, buy some shoes and then turn around and sell them, which is good, but not at the expense of you saving first. First you save, first you pay yourself, and then you can do whatever you want.
Wait, say that again.
Pay
First
yourself,
you save and pay yourself.
Yeah, pay yourself first and then. That's it.
Message. So what do you think they're learning from it? Or at least, I know you said they're bucking you a little bit, but do you think they're starting to get the picture?
They are. The other thing is stocks. I told them, hey, take $20-$30 and find a stock that you want to invest in, and they did.
Did they watch the GameStop thing that was going on?
You know what's funny?
Did they just miss it?
No,
they caught it?
They caught it before it even started. So he actually,
What?
my youngest one made almost $1,000.
Whoa!
But then then he kicked himself in the butt because it's sound advice. When everybody's running into the stock market, that's not when you should be running in. It's when people are like, right. So he decided to take his money out, but prematurely. It happened. But like I told him, you can't time it. You just never know.
Sure.
So he was mad a little because he's like, if I would have held on a few more days, I would have made a lot more. I'm like, I get it, but it's a learning experience.
Exactly.
So both of them right now have money in different places, and they look at the stock market and they come back, they're like, it went up by $2, and so they're excited about that, which I'm glad, because they're teenagers and they're already being exposed to that.
Man, listen, back in my day, Rich, when you think about the stock market, we was in our 80s, in 88, 87.
I couldn't even tell you what the stock market was. Like,
no,
it was so foreign to me.
No, I couldn't. For me, money came in, money went out.
Yeah. I need a war report from Noriega and Capone, but I know what the stock report was.
Well, I went through a lot of cars, so there's where my money went.
Okay.
Oh.
And that's a lot of men do the same thing, I'm sure, man. Men in our cars and spending money on stupid stuff and rims and all that stuff. It's crazy.
It's a new thing. What's that?
Would you spend on the same thing, everything?
Sound systems.
Okay.
Every car had to have that sound system, and I didn't go cheap.
No,
So,
yeah.
That's why you're deaf now.
Yeah, exactly. Huh? Yeah. But no, point well made. If you knew then what you knew now, it's like you really would have done things so differently. Like every time my mom would give me that $1 to go to school, I saved that $1 all the 12 years. I was like, man,
You would have been rich.
I would have been, I would have had a nice little something.
And that's the thing also, right? You said $1, but it's that even starting that small, over time, it accumulates, especially if you're putting in a place where it's, you're gaining interest on it.
Right.
And that's what I want to teach my kids and any young person. Just start off young. You're not going to regret it. You are going to have to make some sacrifices of stuff that you really want, but that delayed gratification is going to pay you off.
Right.
So
listen, that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I hope everybody's listening out there to do with their money. So if you had to give some more advice to somebody that was in a pivotal situation with their finances and didn't really know what to do, what are some of the job markets out there in the finance market? Like, I mean, you're pivoting from the military, and then you're going to be speaking to people. Are you training people? Can they go one-on-one with you? Are they charging? Are you charging them? How are you going to make money from this movement?
Right. Well, hoping this YouTube
That's a big
thing,
long question.
No, that's okay. Really betting on this YouTube thing to pay off. Once you get monetized and that piece right there. I am working with people one-on-one, so I am taking clients. So the first consultation is free. So feel free to go on my website, AnaGFinanzas.
So this one don't count. Then this conversation don't count for us.
No,
So we still get another one after
you
this.
still get a free consultation.
Oh, wow.
I just want to make sure.
Sorry.
Make sure we understand what's going on here.
Can I borrow my pen?
So on my website, you can go on there, send me contact.
So tell us about all your social media and how can people get a hold of you? How can they find you, see you, DM you, reach you, talk?
I have, if you go to my website, AnaGFinanzas.com, that's Anna with one N.
I go a little slow. Our guests a little slow.
Okay,
So
yes.
we middle-aged men, so I go a little slow.
It's Anna, A-N-A, and then Gatson, Gatson.com. And on there, I have a tab that says Contact Me, Connect with Me. And if you go on there, you have my YouTube, you have my Instagram, you have my Facebook, and you can also email me straight from there.
Okay.
So,
And social media, which one is more active? All of them?
Instagram.
Okay, so Instagram is instant. Like, people are on there getting messages, because I contact people, a lot of people through Instagram as well.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I
I'm
want
still
people
new
to know when we reach out, it's not a bot. So when we hit you up on your page,
Right, no.
that is us.
Yes, it's same here, absolutely.
Okay.
And I was a little bit slow with the social media game, so I
Can't
just
be
got on
nowadays.
it.
Free platform. You about budgets?
I know.
Oh
I
man,
know.
that don't even make sense.
It takes me forever just to post anything on there, and I got to tell the kids. But I'm getting better. So, but Instagram is what I've learned the most, and I'm where I'm
Cool.
most at.
Well, as you know or may not know, we do consulting on that. So if you ever need help with social media,
okay.
when we do, we manage a few pages. So I like to let people know. So we do know how to market and promote.
Oh, okay.
When it
Thank
comes to
you.
social
That's
media.
definitely. I will take that.
Each
into
one
account.
teach one. We'll train lessons on finances for marketing and promotion.
We are the total package.
Yeah. I get a free consultation on that one too.
Of course.
Oh, okay.
This one didn't
okay.
count. This one didn't count. We charge Jay for this one.
We work together. Yeah. We'll take care of that later.
Well, listen, guys, I hope you were listening and enjoying the show. And just letting everybody know, man, we can do serious stuff.
Yes,
so
we
we can
can.
come out and talk about finances. We're not always being savages doing crazy things. We want you to live, love, and laugh. So, Rich, anything you want to say before we get out of here, brother?
I think we've wrapped it up pretty well. I just want to thank Anna G for being on the show with us today. Thank you so much. Please don't be a stranger, and you're always welcome to come back. And thank you for your service and what you did.
Yeah,
Appreciate
and Anna, anything else you want to say as
Yes.
well?
I just want to thank you for your support. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I hope that I was able to bring a different flavor into your podcast.
Yes.
And
A beautiful flavor. This is your first female guest, so we tired of looking at you ugly men.
and yes, please come visit me on my website, AnaGFinanzas.com.
Thank you. And listen,
We'll be
everybody out
talking.
there,
Yes.
make sure you check her out, man.
That's
check
it.
her out.
You know what's up.
Learn something about your
Anna G.
money. Don't just throw it up in the cubs. You know what I mean? It's the floor. That's not helping nobody, all right? Help yourself to your own money.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Peace.